Previously on the Real Bit Wars.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? I've been living comfortably these past few months in the year 1999.
1999?
In order to think like Duff, I'm gonna have to drink like Duff. Oh man, this is heavy. Hello. Welcome to the Real Bit Wars. Pickups. Exciting news, I am down to 50 remaining Super Nintendo games. But before I get to that, I have some other really cool stuff that I got. So, we all know about the countdown on the NES. There are additional NES games that I'm going for, including unlicensed ones. I got Solitaire. So for these American Video Entertainment ones, I believe I only need 2 more games to complete that set. So getting pretty close there. Then we have another unlicensed game here. This one from Comerica. We got Stunt Kids. And for the Comerica set, I only need 1 more game. It's kind of a pricey one. It's that Big Nose Freaks Out. So close to completing those sets, but it'll be easier said than done at the same time. A couple of thrift store finds here. So I've been saying lately, check the CD section at your local thrift stores. I've been finding a lot of PS1 games kind of mixed in with all that stuff. And this, not the most exciting one in the world, but I found Monopoly. And, you know, I don't mind Monopoly video games. I have, I believe it's this same one on the 64, the one on the NES, the Super Nintendo. I also have that Star Wars Monopoly for the PC. Yeah, it's a good board game. And these video board game versions of it are also pretty solid. And this, I didn't really know much of anything about it. But it's video game related, so I thought, what the heck, I'm going to pick that up. Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. I don't know, for my Final Fantasy fans out there, is this any good? I haven't watched it yet, and I believe there are several more of these movies that they released as well. So it might have been a waste of time, I don't know, but yeah. For Final Fantasy, what the heck, man? It was cheap. Okay, on to the main event here. 2 Super Nintendo games, so let's bring that countdown up here. So recently, well, not recently anymore, but I was at the Midwest Gaming Classic. Picked up a lot of Super Nintendo games while I was there, and that's kind of been my focus since then. That's how I started collecting. I was just a Super Nintendo collector. But obviously other things have distracted me, other consoles and whatnot. But I've really been focusing on Super Nintendo again lately. I have my sights set on completing that collection. So one of the games I saw at the Midwest Gaming Classic, I was taking a break up in the hotel room. I told my buddy Mike, I'm like, when we go back down there, I'm going to buy that game. I didn't see many copies of it out there. It was pretty cheap. I think it was like $35. We get back out there and I take a closer look, and it was in rough condition. And then I look it up on eBay, and there's copies of it $10 cheaper than that. I'm like, well, I'm not going to spend that much if I can just buy one right now. So a couple weeks after the convention, I started looking at those eBay copies. Not only did I see several of them that were $10 cheaper, I saw one that was $20 cheaper. So I just went ahead and bought it. But not the greatest game, but Ultimate Fighter. So given the fact that convention prices were like double, more than double what I paid for this. So I should say Back in the day, the rule of thumb was I didn't spend more than $4 on a game. Isn't that crazy to think? Over the years, the price has gone up like that. Now for the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo, if I see anything $30 or less, I just buy it. You know, if it's more expensive, I try to work out a trade or whatever, so I'm not breaking the bank. But for $30 or less, I will buy it. And these two Super Nintendo games I got were a combined total of roughly $30. And those two NES games were both well under $30 as well. So got some really good deals lately. But yeah, this next Super Nintendo game, I finally found them. The Great Waldo Search. So I guess you could say that completes my Waldo trilogy because I have this game and the other one, the two NES games, and now, woo! Yeah, I mean, most of us that grew up with these books thought they were pretty amazing, but these games are rough. So, I'm gonna nurse this hangover. That's good. And thank you. Wait a minute. 1999. Hello, I'm Chris, and you're watching The Real Bit Wars. There you have it.
What do you mean there's zombies everywhere?
You should have seen me in the 90s. I got only up a curve.
Ow! What is that? A remote control?
Sometimes when I feel the pain.
Oh my gosh.
Look at my hand. I think it's infected or something.
It can't be.
Stuck in the past. 1999?